RSS stands for Real Simple Syndication. So basically, an RSS feed is another way for the news services or blogs that you visit frequently to deliver its content to you. Instead of you going from site to site to read your favorite blog or read the headlines of your local newspaper, RSS feeds are made available so that you can read all of your favorite sites and information from one place. Now, RSS feeds are the next step in the evolution of content delivery, basically. First, you had newspapers, right? Your only source for what was really happening out there. And then people read the news to you over the radio. And then it became available online for you to view at your leisure. So RSS feeds takes the leisure and the convenience basically to a new level. So if you've heard of Netflix, which you probably have, right? Then hopefully you can understand this analogy. Prior to Netflix, if you wanted to rent a movie, you would drive up to a local rental place, walk through the aisles, choose a movie or two, walk up to the counter and pay for them, with the idea that you might be bringing them back in 2 to 3 days. Now that we have services like Netflix, we can do all of that from your home. Realistically, it took the hassle and the wasted time out of the picture and allowed the videos you wanted to be delivered to you when you want them. Now, RSS feeds are exactly the same thing. Instead of you going from site to site, you just go to one location and all of your headlines and your blog posts are coming to you. No more wasted time in going to sites that may or may not even be updated. All right. The next slide is to start subscribing to RSS feeds. Now, the first thing you need to do is get a feed reader. That is the word that I was looking for earlier, is a feed reader. Depending on your daily routine, there are a number of ways to collect your feeds. If you live in Outlook, and if I'm talking about live in Outlook, I mean you are using Outlook for everything, then that comes with a RSS feed reader by default. Or if you use Firefox, search for RSS Feeder and choose one of the feed reader add-ons. And there are many different types, but my favorite is probably the Google Chrome extension, mainly because that is where I live in my browser. And I will show you how to get that extension right after this presentation. So once you've chosen the RSS reader, you'll need to start subscribing to content that you like. To find out if a site has an RSS feed, you can look for the orange icon or black or whatever color. Rather look for the icon, because these days people brand their sites and the logo color might change from the standard orange to any other color. So rather look for a logo or an image that remains the same. And if you read blogs and news sites, then you've most likely seen them either in the sidebar or somewhere in the content, or if you're using Firefox, you might see it even in the URL bar. So for an avid blog news reader, that function is truly awesome because it brings the content to you. No need to go and visit each and every single site. So hopefully now you know what an RSS feed is and how it can benefit your visitors. But what if you have a website? Should you have an RSS feed on your site for your readers? In the end, it's going to depend on what you're doing. Most blogging services have an RSS built in, but now BA also have our own, and you can really benefit from it, and it really works beautifully. Every website has different motivations and objectives. So it's going to depend on what your strategy is on the end of the day. Do you want people to come to your site? And if you want that, then RSS feed might probably not be the best thing, because RSS feed is taking people away out of your site. But remember, if your article or the information or the news that you are giving them in an RSS feed is of such high value, they're going to click and come back to the site. So you have to think of both ways. So if you provide the timely content that you want to reach a wider audience, you may want to look into delivering that content via your feed. So here's a few reasons why. For starters, it is easy. It is not just easy for you, but for the end user. We're in a time where simple is better, and we want everything to be given to us instantaneously at the point that we ask for it, okay? Not somebody else, you. RSS feeds allow that type of feedback from your website. No longer does a reader have to go directly to your site to find out if you're selling a new snowblower, for an example, for you guys that is now in the snow. They can just open up the reader, see your notification, and click through your site to find out more. The next one is automate your content delivery process. When you update your website, it is not guaranteed that your readers or customers are going to notice that immediately. Instead of sending out emails every time you update your subscribers, they will automatically be notified, and that is key. That basically allows you to worry about the content and allows your subscribers to get the content they want as soon as it's available. Plus, no more emails getting blocked or landing up in spam. And if you are clever, you can make use of an RSS feed to your advantage, because remember my previous training on using a blog for e-commerce? Well, imagine using an RSS feed as a browser notification or an additional communication tool. But you will need to ensure that your blog is of such a nature that a person will actually subscribe to your RSS feed, which made me think of another idea in using an RSS feed for your team site. When you are building a team site in Builderall, it's a cool way to communicate with your team with new things that's happening, such as updates, meetings, and so forth. So it doesn't always just lie with a blog. You can make use of the RSS feed to communicate, build network, marketing, affiliate sections, team building, and all those different kinds of things. It's a real good communication tool. It is always about thinking outside the box. Oh, wait, I forgot. An entrepreneur do not have a box. We don't live in a box. It's a lot higher and bigger than that. Our ideas are endless. So we don't have a box. The third one, make your content available to a wider audience. RSS is becoming more and more popular, and it creates a direct contact between your content and the subscriber. And people are very reluctant to give out their email addresses after years and years of spamming. We all know that. It's getting really increasingly more difficult for people when it comes to email. But they aren't as reluctant to subscribe to a feed that provides them information they are looking for on a regular basis. And you'll know that your message is being delivered every time. So no more worrying about being blacklisted. With RSS, you have the ability to build a strong relationship with your readers and attract new readers who are also looking for what you're offering. Plus, again, it's hands-off way to update your audience. And while I'm at this point, thinking about it right now, something that has jumped to my mind was a QR code. In the past, we would have given out a QR code that links to our website. Why not give out a QR code with your RSS feed on it, where people can subscribe to your RSS feed? Because that is so powerful. At least you know for a fact that when people subscribe to your RSS feed, they're going to get your important content. Lastly, you can reuse old content. It's not just about new content. If you have old articles, newsletters, or product reviews, you can reuse the relevant content to populate your newsfeed. And you can also syndicate your content, much like syndicated radio show with an RSS feed. And you can easily share your content to a much broader audience. The more people you reach, the bigger the opportunity you have at selling your goods. Your RSS feed drives traffic back to your site, and having your feed syndicated means more potential visitors. So an RSS feed will allow you to broaden your marketing and your content distribution, and at the same time increase your brand awareness. Plus, the syndication works both ways, guys. If you're a local business that sells products of a national brand and they offer an RSS feed, you can use their content in your sites, in your Facebook, in your social media. And I'm going to show you just now how you can do that. And that has brought me to my last slide in my short presentation. And we're going to take a look at setting up an RSS feed, subscribing to some content, and do some other amazing things with it. And before I forget, I also want to show you how you can use other platforms to distribute your blog automatically, taking it a step further. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if we've got any questions before we get going with the next thing. Any questions whatsoever? Let me just check in the chats. Hello, Tyree, and those that I haven't said hello to, and Willie, that's showing his face. Great to see you guys. All right, so there's no questions that you have on RSS feeds. I'm sure that you guys know exactly what that is. So now we're going to do some playful things. And I told you guys, this is going to be the shortest Tuesday night training of your life. But I know how powerful this could be, because implementing it is an RSS feed is not just about your website. It's about even yourself in getting the updated news. And if you are a person that loves writing blogs, you better make sure that you subscribe and make use of an RSS feed and subscribe to other places, because I'm going to show you tonight my secret weapon that I use when I write the Builderall blog. And this is what I do and where I get my ideas from. I'm not a musician that thumb suck my information. And you guys might think, oh, wow, this is so cool. Where does she get all this information? No, I don't. I just don't reinvent the wheel. I take information that is already available in my RSS feed, and then I rewrite the articles so that it applies to myself. So I'm going to share that with you guys tonight. I'm going to show you all these different kind of cool stuff. So let me start sharing my screen again. And we're going to start with our wonderful Builderall blog, our Builderall dashboard. All right. So the first thing that you need to do is probably learn how to add an RSS feed to your site. Okay, so I'm just going to use mine that I've got right here, and I'm going to scroll to the bottom of my blog. So you're going to see there is a little icon sitting here. That is the RSS feed. If you go to the right-hand side and you click on elements and scroll, you're going to see we've got all these different kinds of things. We've got blog featured, blog feed news, blog general, group, list, all of these things. Because remember, it's part of a blog, all right? So under your blog general, if you scroll down, you're going to see the different kinds of RSS feeds that you can add to your page. Now, remember during my presentation, I said to you that you can manipulate it and change the colors and all this kind of stuff because we want to brand things these days. So you can make it a different color so that it fits your site. But I have found that people resonate with certain brands in a certain way. If I have a Coca-Cola logo or something here and it was written in a different font, people might not react to it. So for my personal opinion, I like to use the RSS feed in the same color because that is what people is known to people. So you don't have to do it. You are free to do whatever you like, but that is what I've done. So once you've added it, you're just going to click save. I'm going to go out of the site. And then once the site is live, it's going to look like this. And you're going to click on it and it will load the RSS feed right at the top. Now you can see there is a box jumping up right here. Now, this box is not going to jump up if you do not have an RSS feed extension. So, for example, I have got an extension. So I'm going to go out of there for now. And I'm just going to go to the extension area. This is the Rss Feed Reader. So if you want to find that, you're just going to go to Google. And you can write Google extension, Rss Feed Reader. And you're going to install this little baby. And you can see it says remove from Chrome, but mine's been added to Chrome. Once it's been added, you just need to pin it. And that is when this magic happens. When you click on it, that this little box is going to come up and you're just going to hit subscribe. And I can see updates will appear up here. All right, so let's go take a look at what this looks like. I'm just going to close that now because I don't want to need that at the moment. So we're going to click this little box and here you can see all the things that I am subscribed to. This is the one that we just subscribed to. Then we've got Smart Hustle, Copy Blogger, Both Sides of the Table, Blogger Passion, all about startups, small business trends. You can see this is why I'm saying my secret has been revealed. This is where I grab all my content. Mix Energy, Sales Blog, CNN, and then Blog Builderall. So there is all the information. So if you want to know, read some of them, you can see they highlighted in a little icon with a tick to say that there is new stories there. So if I go to Blog Builderall, here is all the blogs that you can click. So what happens if you click on it, it's going to take you to the blog. So let's just wait, and there we go. So that is how cool this feature is, but it doesn't end there. So I'm going to click on it again. So in this specific thing, I'm not going to give you training on RSS feeders, but I want to show you the power of this because you can do so much more with this specific, extension. You can see you can create teams. There's certain rules that you can set for it, and you can add feeds manually here as well. So you can see add feed. You can even have it there. You can put your content in different folders. It's just to a little bit to organize your content a little bit better so that you're not overwhelmed with it. So that is basically, I'm not going to go through each and everything. You guys are welcome to go play around with these things. I do not have a paid subscription because I'm one of those people that are a minimalist. I like to have just the most important content that I really enjoy and add that and stick with the basics. But you can go and install the right one there. So now let's go to, we've done that one. I'm just going to go out of that. The Builderall blog, you can see we've also got the icon. Now, what happens if you go to a site that do not have this icon? There's many blog websites out there that do not display an RSS feed. But just like we showed you now, when you click on that button, you're going to see that it says RSS at the end. So it doesn't matter which site you go to. If you want to see if they've got an RSS feed without looking for the logo, just put a hash and an RSS feed behind that. And I'm going to show you an example of that right now. So I'm going to go out of the Builderall blog. And I am very interested in special effects makeups because that's what my daughter is studying. So I thought, okay, let me see if I can go and subscribe and find something like that. So here it says makeup. I just typed in FX special effects makeup. I'm going to click on that. And we're going to see if we can find any icon on the site. So you can see we can't see any icons here. It doesn't tell you that you can subscribe or any of those things. So what do? All you really need to do is go to the URL and type RSS in it. And if they do have an RSS feed enabled, it will come up as little blocks because you've enabled the extension right here at the top. All you need to do then is just to subscribe. You can see all the different kinds of posts that has been made, and it says updates will appear. All right, so that is how you would add a RSS feed if you were not aware of it. Now let's go to another thing that's very important. If you have got, I don't know what they really call these type of apps. It's a content generating app, I suppose. Just like you get Content Studio, Social Post Magic is one of those things that, and I know Content Studio does the same thing, where you can make use of a functionality inside of it that you can use to post to your social accounts. All right. So just like you would schedule your social media post in advance, you can do that with an RSS feed as well. And not just your content, but other people's content too. And I'm going to show you that. And we're going to start with the Builderall one first. So obviously, you're going to have to make sure that you add your accounts. I've got 4 Facebook accounts, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, and a YouTube. So if I click on the Facebook, for an example, I've got the Builderall University, I've got my Christian site, Digital Marketing One, and Market Eye Design. So I'm going to post the Builderall blog content to the Builderall University. All right. So let's go do that. Now, because this is not a general normal post that you have, we need to go to Content Magic area. Now you can see all the different kinds of RSS feeds that are sitting here already. All you need to do is click on RSS feed. I'm going to call this Builderall blog. And then we need to put the RSS URL there. So let's not make a mistake. And we're going to go the long route in typing in builderall.com to get to the blog. And I'm not going to make use of the RSS feed there because we just want the URL. That's all we want. So we're going to click on the blog and wait for my internet to load. Because it takes some time. And I hope I'm not making you guys fall asleep here. Wait, don't go away. Because I know what the feed is, but I want you guys to see again that it's RSS at the back. So I'm going to copy the feed. All right. And we're going to put the RSS feed right in there, and we're going to say add RSS feed. All right, now it says right here, you need to enable publish description. We definitely want to publish that. We're going to auto post, and we're going to add an account. And we are going to go to Builderall University. We're going to continue. How many posts per day? I don't want to crash it, so I'm just going to say 1. And I'm not going to worry about all of those different things. And I'm going to click submit. And it's been saved successfully. So what's going to happen is every day it's going to post one thing to that specific group. All right. And that you can do now. This was the Builderall one. So let's see if you can even add different kinds of other people's content. I mean, just like I said, let's say, for an example, I'm going to let's go to one of these feeds that I've got here and see which one I can add. Let me just do that. I think I can, small business trends. I think that one probably will be the best one at this stage. Small business trends. So let's do RSS. Okay, so that is the one. So I can decide that I want to do another one. And this time, let's say industry news. That is the one. And remember, this is not even my blog. I'm going to go to next. We're going to enable. We're going to publish a title, auto post, and I'm going to add this content to my Digital Marketing 101. Continue. And what is the benefit of this? Thinking about this, what is the benefit of adding it like this? So let me just go and stop and share. If you start sharing content that do not belong to you, means that you don't have to go write that content, especially with Facebook that wants to have engagement and things that needs to be created. If you are going to find a blog post or a company that, or a website that really give valuable blog posts, and you start posting that, you are going to give value to the people in Facebook that are reading all of these different kinds of content. People are going to start engaging with your site. Your group is going to grow. So it's another way of increasing your group, making your group grow. And it's the same thing with our Builderall blog. if you want to make sure that your group grow in your team and that kind of stuff, especially people that are brand new in Builderall that don't know all of these things, you can make use of this and use the Builderall RSS feed to post that information to your group that you've created in Facebook or wherever.